Good morning. I'm Deirdre Fitzpatrick.
And I'm Teo Torres. So if you've been out already this morning, you probably got a little wet.
I had a little bit of rain on the way.
I did too.
It was kind of nice. Not a ton, but just even having a few sprinkles on the windshield in downtown Sacramento was a nice change. Will we see much more throughout the morning? Well, meteorologist Tamara Berg is joining us now with the answer.
Yeah, you know, in areas like Solano County, we're probably going to be seeing a few more showers until probably about 8 or 9 o'clock this morning. But in a spot like Sacramento, things have been more intermittent. That means more kind of hit and miss variety. So while the ground is damp, and you can clearly see that going across the Tower Bridge for the morning, temperatures are up into the mid-40s, so we've got the cloud cover, and yeah, there still might be a stray shower that blossoms over across West Sacramento and into downtown, but this is not going to be an all-day rain event. In fact, once we get beyond about 8 o'clock this morning, we will see sun breaking through the clouds and eventually bright sunshine ahead later in the afternoon, with temperatures warming in the upper 50s to low 60s. But on the radar scan in the last 2 hours, most of the widely scattered showers have been very broken apart. There's been nothing that's been really heavily organized or steady unless you go really to the west of Sacramento and traveling towards the Bay Area. So if you are a super commuter, yeah, heads up, top of the 6 o'clock hour, you'll be hitting those windshield wipers in Vacaville, Fairfield, and even south of Fairfield and out and towards Rio Vista. Have been seeing some more moderate bands of rainfall. Same story around the San Joaquin Valley. I've been watching kind of this band just sit right over the I-5 corridor and 580, so impacting communities like Patterson down into Newman right now. The rain is coming down at a steadier feel, and we may have a couple of showers work towards Turlock. We've got a couple of showers right now over Modesto. And then a closer view, I've been watching a batch of rain right down Highway 49. So just east of Folsom Lake, it has been light and steady so far around Auburn, and then down 49 as you get into Pilot Hill, Lotus, and off towards areas like around Shingle Springs. You'll see a closer view as I bring it down to street level, and Diamond Springs as well. Missouri flat for reference. Look at the camera here. Doesn't look like the road is terribly damp from some of the rain we've already had. Very light for the morning. Coming up in my full forecast, I'll break down what's ahead for the rest of the work week and more rain and snow chances we have later this week. 6:02 is the time. Brian's got you covered if you're heading out on those roadways right now.
Yeah, we had a crash eastbound Interstate 80 at Greenback. They've cleared that up, so things moving along on that eastbound side just fine, and westbound looking good as you're making your way down toward the split. No delays on 80 at this point. Westbound 50, no issues as well as you're coming in from Folsom, El Dorado Hills area. 5 and 99 incident free along with Interstate 80 here in Sacramento, leaving West Sacramento out across the causeway. But as you're continuing on right before the 680 off ramp, we have a crash there that's partially blocking a lane, and that is continuing to back up traffic as they wait for a tow truck to arrive to that scene. And then westbound Highway 4, right at the 242 off ramp, there's a crash there blocking a lane, and you can see that's got traffic slowing down right around Railroad Avenue. So watch out for that as you make your way out westbound Highway 4. Otherwise, through Stockton, no major issues there. On the southbound side, we have a car over to the right-hand shoulder, but again, no major delays behind that one, just a minor slowdown. Highway 50, 10-minute ride out of Rancho Cordova. Interstate 80, 9 minutes, 5 and 99, looking at an 11-minute ride on that northbound ride out of Elk Grove. Back to you.
All right, Brian, thank you. Well, new this morning, Sacramento City Council unanimously passed a plan that could reform housing throughout the city.
Housing advocates say it is a major victory for the community. KCRA3's Leticia Ordaz is joining us now live at City Hall with more on who this could help the most.
Deirdre and Teo, good morning. This new rezoning in Sacramento is supposed to have the biggest impact on low-income communities by giving them safer neighborhoods as well as more affordable ones. It's being called a historic move that has never been seen in California. What we're talking about is the missing middle housing plan. It would put an end to single-family neighborhood zones and expand housing types that are allowed throughout the city. This includes things like triplexes and bungalow courts. It also allows for more housing and units to be built along public transportation routes. Sacramento Mayor Darrell Steinberg praised the effort, and he says it will transform Sacramento.
It's actually government getting out of the way and enabling people to live where and how they want. Because right now, we can't do the things to add the number of units that are called for in this policy.
The mayor went on to say that funding will be a major issue, and making this all a reality, he even talked about a possible tax in the future for Sacramento. Reporting live in downtown Sacramento, Leticia Ordaz, KCRA 3 News.
All right, thank you, Leticia. And this, by the way, was an update to the 2040 general plan for the city, and a draft for that plan is expected to be presented in February for a final vote.
We have a developing story from overseas right now. This morning, at least one person is dead after a U.S. aircraft crashed off the coast of Japan. Japan's Coast Guard now saying there were 6 people on board a U.S. military Osprey aircraft when it went down in the sea off southern Japan. Previous officials said there had been 8 people on board, now just 6. A patrol boat and aircraft were seen at the scene. You're looking at that video here. Now, numerous Osprey crashes have been reported over the years, including one last August when 3 U.S. Marines were killed and several others hurt during military exercises in Australia.
Well, new developments now in the investigation into the deadly wildfire in Maui earlier this year. The Hawaii Attorney General now is subpoenaing 3 Maui agencies over the devastation in the town of Lahaina. The state's AG says that the Fire Safety Research Institute needs critical facts for the first phase of the investigation to be wrapped up. Investigators have done more than 100 interviews, and they have looked at more than 1,000 videos and images that were shared by residents. The August 8th wildfires killed 97 people and caused more than $5 billion in damage. There are some new developments now in the drowning of 2 two-year-old boys, twin boys in Roseville. Those toddlers drowned in the pool of their foster caregivers in October.
KCRA 3 Investigates got some new documents providing some details about what happened. Mike Cherry joins us now with a closer look at what they show us. Mike?
Yeah, so these highly redacted documents from the October 9th drownings come from Sacramento County Child Protective Services. It includes reports submitted to the State Department of Social Services. Now, the report states that the foster caregiver failed to provide adequate supervision, resulting in the drowning of the children. The names of the caregiver and the children were omitted from the documents that we obtained. The report does go on to say that the caregiver stated that she, quote, looked away for 5 minutes and then found the twins in the pool. She called 911 and started CPR. We do know that the twins were taken to a hospital, and that is where they died. The documents that we obtained also show that the twins were placed in the caregiver's home in January. It's about 9 months before they drowned. We also obtained the certificate approving the woman as a caregiver. Now, that approval came with various conditions because of the pool. Those conditions included alarms on all windows that led to the pool and water safety certificates for adults supervising minors, and no pool access without proper adult supervision. The document does not say whether the caregiver met those conditions. Now, exactly how the twins got into the pool remains unknown, and Roseville police are still investigating that part of it. Police did tell us that they would report their findings to the Placer County District Attorney's Office to determine if criminal charges are needed. We reached out to Roseville police for an update, but we have not heard back. Deirdre?
Mike, thank you. The former First Lady Rosalind Carter is going to be laid to rest today, with services paying tribute to her wrapping up in her hometown of Plains, Georgia. Today's private events will contrast with Tuesday's tribute in Atlanta. President Biden, Vice President Harris, and their spouses, as well as former President Clinton and all the living First Ladies, participated in a memorial. That event was filled with music and remembrances of the former First Lady. Looking on was her husband of 77 years, President Jimmy Carter, who actually left hospice to attend. There will be a small funeral today at the Carter Family Church in Plains before she is interred at their home nearby.
Now to Stockton, where more than 100 city workers are expected to return to the picket line today. Union represents trade and maintenance workers. They are demanding higher pay and better benefits. Union leaders say the courts took stewardship over the city. Under that agreement, city employees would be given a 2% increase in pay per year. But workers say with high inflation, it's time to reevaluate that deal. City says they are currently negotiating contracts with several bargaining units and offering cost of living adjustment increases across the board.
Tonight, the investors behind the effort to build that new sprawling community in Solano County are going to be doing their first town meeting. That meeting will be the last step in trying to gain support for an idea that has created some controversy. Mike DeSalle's live in Solano County now with more on this reservation-only event. Mike.
And good morning, Teo and Jared. We're in a very wet Solano County right now. Tonight's reservation-only meeting actually is in Vallejo, but we're right outside Fairfield. And while it is dark behind me, this is the agricultural area that these Bay Area investors hope to turn into a different type of vision, a vision of a sprawling community. Take a look, because these are images of what California Forever wants to create here. This group of Bay Area investors has spent in the neighborhood of $800 million to buy some 50,000 acres of land here to create the vision of a brand new development they are calling a, quote, walkable community. The investors have said they want to let voters decide on the approval of this vision. However, Solano County had previously told the group this land is zoned for agricultural use only. Fairfield's mayor has also said this proposed project is a threat to the nearby Travis Air Force Base, and the Sierra Club and other environmental groups have questioned the proposed replacement of agricultural land here in Solano County. And so back out here live, adding questions to this proposal, is that California Forever says on its website it won't be releasing, quote, actual plans of this proposal until next year after a series of town hall meetings. So tonight's town hall meeting, that's happening in Vallejo beginning at 5 p.m. But again, you have to have a reservation ahead of time so you can get more information on that and this vision at the website of California Forever. Live in a very wet and rainy Solano County this morning, Mike Sell, KCRA 3 News.